during the 4 years of the Biden administration, we saw lots of stuff go on that was very, very questionable, obviously, because the lawfare against Republicans was rife, and they wanted revenge against anybody who worked for Trump. And what you might remember, possibly, is that Peter Navarro and Steve Bannon, two advisors to Donald Trump, were called to testify in front of Congress, and they claimed I think it's called executive privilege, where they're allowed to basically not give information that was given under certain circumstances in the government. Most like the Official Secrets Act would cover you if you're a spy, if you're working for the British government and you're called in front of a public court and there's certain official secrets you can't tell, you can basically invoke that act. And they tried to invoke that, and the Democrats decided that wasn't good enough. They weren't allowed to do that. So they actually went to prison. They were actually locked up and sent to prison. But the Democrats forgot that elections happen. And when you have a vastly unpopular administration like Biden, they get kicked out. And so when they got kicked out, Trump came in, and obviously they started looking at the files and things like that. And the latest files they had a good look at is obviously these Epstein files. The Democrats for 10 years have tried to pretend that Trump's full of it. Trump's done everything. Well, actually, the files show that he did nothing. And he's mentioned a lot only because Epstein had what they call TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. And he hated Donald Trump because back in about 2003, Trump kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. And so what the Epstein files have done is they've brought out all these Democrat names, people who were linked to Epstein, taking money from Epstein, encouraging Epstein, asking for bloody dating advice, for Christ's sake. You're asking a pedo, a convicted pedo, for a dating advice. But there we go, that's the Democrats for you. Anyway, Bill and Hillary Clinton have been asked to come in to testify in front of Congress about certain issues, not just Epstein, but various issues, because there's a few things going on in the old Clinton White House. Anyway, they're refusing to go in. And the news is that there's arrest warrants going to be issued for them for contempt of Congress, which is what they did Peter Navarro for, Steve Bannon. So it could be, I can't see happening not to Bill anyway, it could be you could see the Clintons potentially on the way to jail. I think there's an awful lot of Americans who are going to cheer that. There's a few who's going to start crying, obviously, as usual. But there's an awful lot that's going to be cheering it because it's a long time coming for some of the stuff they got up to. God bless America.